Peighton Buck. In 2015, the student loan debt hit a nationwide total of $1.2 trillion. According to Alicia Manel, the Director of Retirement Research at Boston College, in the Journal of Retirement Research written in February of 2017. As high school seniors, we are all looking forward to what we are going to do with our future, and plenty of us are looking more towards going into college. And with that comes trying to pay for college and be able to afford it. The United States government should regulate the cost of secondary education. First, I will talk about why the cost of college is an issue. Second, I will talk about what we can do to solve this problem. First, the cost of college affects a person's mental health. According to Aaron Skyra, who works at institutional research at Wright State University, who wrote in his dissertation called Consequences of Post-Secondary Education Institution Policies and Practices in January of 2018, he wrote that the cost of college in trying to pay off your student loans affects a person's stress levels as well as their anxiety levels. Having the effect of stress and anxiety on being able to afford college instead of being put towards your college work and being doing good in your classes affects how well you are actually able to do in those classes. A lot of people also feel the need to attend college whether they actually need the degree or not. According to Christopher Martin, a professor at British Columbia in economics, philosophy, political science, education, he wrote it in the Journal of Philosophy of Education in August of 2016. Many people get degrees that they end up not needing anyway, even though they feel like they need to attend college, which ends up putting them into more financial debt than they truly needed to be in. They will get these degrees, and then if they don't end up using the degree in their future, they don't have a way of paying off the degree as well as someone who needed the degree. It is also very difficult to pay off college degrees. The average length of time it takes to pay off a student loan is 10 to 30 years. Many people who graduate in their mid-20s are still paying off their student loans in their late 40s, early 50s, which most people at that point have kids and might even be trying to help their kids pay for their own college. So on top of paying their own college debt, they are helping to try and pay for their kids' college. It is also more difficult for lower income families to pay off student loans. Because they have to take out more of a loan, they have to pay more in the long run because they aren't able to put as much into their tuition right away. This affects how easy it is for them to pay off their loans because they have more money to pay off. Student loans are also, and for a lot of people, the only way they are able to afford a higher education. For lower and middle class families, they have to take out loans because they don't have the means to pay for it right away, which in turn puts them into a more student debt than they would hope for. It is also shown that a tuition increase shows a decrease in student enrollment into colleges and universities. With that, there is shown that because of the higher prices, people are less willing to pay for the prices to go to college. It is also people also in lower and middle income classes do not receive the same education, according to Robert Kelchin, a professor at Seton Hall in higher education, who wrote in the Journal of Higher Education in October of 2017. Because of that, most of the middle and lower income families end up going to more of a community college or a lower state college so that they can afford a further education. It is also shown that the more financial aid a student receives, they are more willing to go to college and attend attend a further university. Finally, here is what we can do to help solve this issue. It is beneficial for students to pay for their student loans just a little bit. According to Marcus Lee Johnson, a professor at the University of Cincinnati in Development and Learning Studies, who wrote in the Journal of Cognitive Education and Psychology in September of 2016, he wrote that it is beneficial for students to help pay for their college because it pushes them to do better with their classes. When you are financially enticed to do anything, you are more pushed to do better with what you are going to do. For college students, if they are paying for their classes, they have more of a will to study harder and work harder in their classes so that they don't have to retake their classes. It also provides financial growth for students, so when they are in the real world, they do not have as much of an issue with budgeting and their financial wellness. First, I talked about why student loans is an issue. Second, I talked about what we can do to solve this issue. The United States government should regulate the cost of secondary education. We can do something about this issue now so that the future generations will not become a part of the $1.2 trillion of student debt.